Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Jonathan Gomez Dominguez. I'm making a video of my Philosophy 15 trip to the Hsi Lai Temple in Hacienda Heights. And yeah. So the main reason why I chose the Hsi Lai Temple was because it's in Hacienda Heights and it's about a 15-minute drive from me. So that's kind of the lazy reason. But I do love Buddhism. I respect the religion a lot. I used to watch a lot of movies that had Buddhist beliefs and stories and backgrounds to it. So a little history of the Hsi Lai Temple. Construction started in 1988, was finished 12 years later. It was being overlooked by a Buddhist organization, Progress Society, that is based in Taiwan. The name Hsi Lai translates to coming west. And the main goal of this temple, this organization, was to spread the Fo Guan Shan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, I do apologize. Completely off, but yeah, it's to spread that certain Buddhist belief to the west. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to film in certain areas of the temple, so I only got shots of the courtyard, some of the fountains, a little of the walkways, and outside, of course, is the main gate. But I wasn't, because you have to be respectful to people who are praying and attending and meditating. It's rude to point and film. I'm sure nobody wants to have people film you when you're praying or doing whatever the heck you're in. As far as the tour went, I decided to do the self-guided tour, which was a little CD player and headphones that millions of people probably use, but it's whatever, it's fine. I had a lot of information. So first place that we went to was, the first place I went to was a hallway where they had the bodhisattvas. Well, it was called the Bodhisattva Hall, which had a lot of statues of different bodhisattvas, the different body spirits. They had like the great practice of Samanta Bhadra, which was a symbolization of applying the Buddhist teachings to our lives. Of course, I don't have footage of the 5 statues of the bodhisattvas because it was a place of prayer. People come to meditate. So it is like right up the steps of the Great Temple. As soon as you walk in, it's very beautiful. It's 5 different statues, and it's surrounded by little mini Buddhas. It's really beautiful. People there were very friendly. They guided me to where I needed to be, and that's awesome because I'm not too good with the directions. Next stop was the Avalokitesvara Garden, which had statues of the 4 Deva Kings of Heaven. There was a statue of the Dhritarashtra, which was the East Heaven King. There was the Virudaka, the South Heaven King. There was the Vasravana, which was the North Heaven King. And of course it contained the statue of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, which was, of course, the main attraction of that whole garden. It was very peaceful, a nice little fountain. There's a flamingo there, I think. Was it a flamingo? No, it was a deer. It was a deer on the side. That was pretty cool. Yeah. There's also the Arat Garden, which is located on the other side of the temple, opposite side of the Avalokitesvara Garden. And that one is pretty interesting because it had it was a depiction of the Sakyanmuni Buddha, which is of course the Buddha, and his assembly at Vulture Peak, and it was him with his other disciples there at Mount Kuda. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names, it's really hard for me to pronounce these names. But there was 18 Arats, and he's surrounded by all of them. The one interesting and cool thing about this was that there was like a small little bell that people were trying to hit with coins, I guess, because that's a good way for income too. Here, try to hit this bell. It's really impossible, but it's for good benefits, because if you hit it once, it will balance or enhance merit. You hit the bell twice and it will develop your wisdom, and 3 times will bring you good fortune. So I tried it, and I did not succeed because I'm terrible at throwing coins at little bells. There was also the courtyard that led to the main shrine. The courtyard is used for meditating up and down. I guess people were walking up and down and holding your palms together and raising them to the skies and walking back and forth. It is also known as the Way of Buddhahood, and it's very symbolic as far as Chinese architecture goes and what it symbolizes. Apparently each tile represents like rice paddies in China, and there was also the lines on the corners that represent courage. Of course, if you keep walking, you'll see the giant, well, not giant, not compared to the giant steps that I had to walk to get into the place, but it's a pretty big steps that led to the main shrine, and it was really beautiful because on each side they had a gong, and well, one side they had a gong, the other side they had a giant drum that is only used on occasion. They don't use it all the time. I guess once every year is from what I learned. But it's really beautiful and ambient. You can see a huge view of Hacienda Heights if you look, just directly out. Of course, in the shrines you're gonna find the 3 different statues of everyone's interests. You walk in, it's roped off in velvet. They have incense outside. You can get one if you are Buddhist and go in there and pray, meditate, or you can just go in if you're a visitor, because they don't mind if you go inside. They even said that you can take off your shoes, but it's not necessary because some people's feet smell and they don't want to take off their shoes, so they can just go inside and meditate however they want. But there are some rules to it. Again, we couldn't film anything inside. There is no smoking, of course. There's no sleeping, because if you meditate, you're probably going to lose your train of thought and fall asleep, because some people do. On the left side, there's the Amitabha Buddha, which is the teacher of the Western Pure Land. He was the one who made the 48 Great Vows. To the right, there's the Medicine Buddha, who is the teacher of the Eastern Crystal Pure Land of the Azuri Radiance. He's renowned and he's known as the Great Medicine King. In the main center, the center of both the Medicine Buddha and the Amitabha is the Sakyamuni Buddha, which was, of course, the founder. This is why we built this temple, and it's very beautiful. All around these 3 main statues of the main shrine are these tiny little Buddhas. These little Buddha statues that are just little pieces. It made everything so nice, and it was dark. And honestly, I can see why some people just fall asleep, because the room's dim lighted and it's very ambient. It's very peaceful, very quiet. Nobody bothers you. It's nice little soft cushiony little cushions that are there for you to lean down on. And real quick, the person who they really idolize there a lot, besides Buddha, is the Venerable Sinyon, the head Buddhist there, who has done nothing but wonders for that entire temple. He's a real humanitarian, and they have a statue along the, I'm going to say, eastern side of the temple. That's really nice. They had other little galleries behind it, behind that big statue. There was other little galleries of little statues, little figures. I think it had mostly to do with China. I'm sorry if I'm giving you terrible information, and my notes were just awful. But so overall, it was a wonderful experience. It was a great experience. I love the fact that it was free. Anybody can go in. Everyone's so wonderful. You walk in, nothing but smiles. They have a lot of complimentary things, teas, bookstores, souvenirs. You can buy prayer beads. There's just a lot to do. It has a lot to offer. It's very peaceful. They literally, encourage you to just go there, sit on a little step if you want, and just relax or look at the gardens. And I would like to apologize that I'm filming this in my room. Behind me is my stuff. I went by myself. Didn't really have anybody to shoot for me, so I had to go by myself. So camera is all done by me, but not here. It's a buddy of mine named Christian. I wasn't able to get an interview with anybody, but you know, that didn't stop it from everybody being so kind and gracious. Very sorry if I butchered any of those names that I've mentioned before. I'm terrible at pronouncing certain names that are of different languages except my own, you know. But it was beautiful, lovely. I would definitely take someone there, you know, who might be interested in it. All the footage is nothing compared to actually going to see what that place has to offer. So I hope you enjoyed everything that I showed you today. It was truly a great experience. Do go visit. It's off of Hacienda Boulevard, right past the Colima in Hacienda Heights. After you pass Colima, it's going to be like 2 streets down. You can make a left. It's right there. Tons of parking. It's free. It's free. So, and the buffet. I didn't get to eat, but it's vegetarian, and I'm pretty sure it was delicious, but I had already eaten before. But please go. As I mentioned before, this is a video for my Philosophy 15 class at Mount Sac, so this video won't be up for long. So I do apologize if you wanted to see it again, which I really doubt because I'm terrible at making YouTube videos. But it's not going to be up for long. Probably a week till the class is done, and it's going to get deleted, removed. So I'm sorry, but it's just not going to be up for a long time. For reasons. Again, thank you. Have a great evening.